was talking to a fellow here not too long ago, and he was telling me that because of all the problems in his family, he had made up the decision that he was never going to get divorced. And I said to him, good plan, brother, my friend. I think the divorce ends up in messing up so many families in our country and around the world. But as we talked about it, it became very evident that, as I shared with him, that when I say I will never get divorced, I have left God out of the picture. Now it's up to me. It's my responsibility to see that we never end up in divorce court. And I've left God out of the picture. And sometimes, as we shared, he came to realize that perhaps that was really not the right position. And so what I did was led him in a prayer to renounce what I figured was an ungodly vow. We make all kinds of vows. And when I say I will never get divorced, that's a vow. But it's an ungodly because I left God out of the scene. So as I led him in a prayer to renounce the ungodly vow that I will never get divorced, and Father, I return that part of my life over to you, and I ask you to work in my marriage and my life and my wife, to allow us to have the kind of a relationship that we will never end up in divorce court. And now, see, once I have God involved, God is going to help me work in my life, my wife's life, and influence us in our home, our relationship, so that it's a God event in our home. And I'm expecting that God is going to change the pattern of life. And so this friend of mine could see that, yes, he realized that this was going to set him up in a different pattern of life, different situation. And so it was a blessing to be able to share with him and have him renounce the ungodly vow and to get God involved in his marriage and in his future. Many people make all kinds of these, what we refer to as ungodly vows. I can't do that, or some guys say, I will be a financial success by the time I'm 40 years old. Well, good plan, right? And more power to you. But when it's up to me to make it happen, it may or may not happen, and maybe my means of achieving it may not be the godly means. So when I turn my life over and all of these situations over to God, say, Lord, I'm expecting your blessing, and if you want to bless me financially so that I'm financially independent by 40, Lord, it's your funds, your money. I want to finance the work of the kingdom. I want to do the work of the kingdom, Lord, and I just turn it all over to you, and I expect you to bring your blessings in whatever way and whatever means, and I'm just going to praise you for it. So we need to be careful in the statements that we make, that we don't put ourselves in charge of every aspect of life, but bring God in and say, Lord, I want you to be the director in my life. I'm not going to be able to do it alone.